Page 40, my favorite things. This is from a musical. On this page, they're introducing you to the key of E minor. E minor has one sharp. It's a relative minor to G major. G major has one sharp. And again, we're using the harmonic minor. So the seventh step of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll raise it a half step, so it'll be a D sharp instead of a D. So it's here. You'll have to use the harmonic, you can use the natural, but in my scale videos I use the harmonic minor, so please go to the scale videos and do the scale for G major and E minor. Probably should do the arpeggio, the G major arpeggio and the E minor arpeggio, at least one octave, and the tremolo exercise is what I'm after there. Now they talk a little bit, you already know what an accidental is by now, I would hope. It's just a sharp flat or a natural sign that's put in the music itself, and it's temporary. It just lasts from that point on for the rest of that measure in that staff, and then it goes away. That's an accidental. In case you needed, they explain at the bottom what an accidental is. Now for this favorite thingies, 3/4 time, we're in the key of E minor. Rhythm wise, it shouldn't be a problem, mostly eighth or quarter notes and dotted half notes and so forth. But let's go over this, just make sure we get the fingering and all that. And to start, I'm going to play everything as connected as I can. So on the right hand, it's here. They say 2. The reason we're kind of in this position, if you look at the third measure, you got that coming up, we're sort of here. See, when you figure out a fingering and where to put your hand, you have to look at the first few notes or maybe the first few measures. It depends on the piece. And what hand position can accommodate most of those notes as best you can without moving, and in this case it's this one. So we're starting with second finger. So it's 1. And remember, there's an F sharp in the key signature. Let's go down to the third line. You have a 1, 2. You're going to hold that dotted half note down. We got two voices going on here. And then it's a B. It's here. Connect that. Because you want to keep this down. Don't lift that up to do that. If you have real little hands, then you really don't have a choice. You may have to use thumb to play that C, the last measure of the third line. But if you can, use second finger. And then this is just a scale going up. That starts on a B instead of, it doesn't matter. It can start on any note. It doesn't matter. It's thumb here. And then it's 4, 1. Hold the thumb down. Cross over with the third finger. And then here. This bit of, it's like this. We have to do that sometimes, so I'm encouraging you, give that a shot. Don't turn around and try and twist anything. You're here, just, I mean, the third finger is usually a little longer. Just reach over, relax, reach over and move. Same thing. Good practice. So, because we want to connect the melody. In the top of page 41, chords. It's an F sharp, a G, and a B. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Now it's an E, F sharp, and an A. And then the fingering is 1, 3. We're using thumb instead of second because we got a D sharp coming up, and I need the second for that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Because we want to connect that. And it's easier to do that than that. This is awkward, getting your hand up in this area. I recommend the fingering in the book. Yes. Then going on, 3, 5. 1, 2. And then 3, 5 again. Hold the little finger down here, and then the last note you can use with fifth finger if you want, or you can use third finger. It's up to you, but you need third finger on the next one. This is tricky. These parallel thirds. You got to get the notes down at the same time. again, I use weight to push the notes down. So I'm lifting up a little bit, and as I come down with the weight on the wrist, I simply switch the fingers. So I'm not using the fingers directly, I'm not using finger muscles, I'm not holding the hand still and trying to use the fingers. The weight is doing it, I'm simply switching the fingers. Here to here, and then I come down, switch them, should go up. Don't go that fast. The point is, listen very carefully. It takes time. You should do it in both hands, really. You don't need to use the black key. You can do here. It's the same thing. I'm just lowering the weight each time and switching the fingers. So here we're going to do that. And then in the third measure, just lift up and move. Just here. And then at the end of the line, again, move up. Like so. That's fine. This isn't really piano music, so we tolerate this kind of thing. Otherwise, we would not want to lift up like the end of the third line going into the fourth. I wouldn't want to disconnect those. Those should be connecting, because it's the thing, and then I don't feel. You don't say, and then I don't feel. It should be connected, but for now, we'll just go ahead and do what they want us to do here. Lift up for the fourth line. And then thumb. You can use thumb here. They're both black keys, so we get away with it. And then here, if you want, your hand's big enough, you can use 2-4 for the last measure. Otherwise, here, and then either second finger. If you did 1-3, you can set second finger. Here, try to connect it if you can. If you do that, use thumb to start with. Because now we're in this position for the last line. Here, the last chord, E, A, D. Left hand, well, you're starting up here with a D sharp, second finger, and then cross down the thumb. Here's this, and with thumb again. That's fine. They're dotted half notes, it's slow, you can do that. And then reach down, the octave for the C. And then for the third line, you just lift up and move. So they want a 5. They're saying a 4, that's fine. F sharp, then reach down. Last line, fourth finger. Then a B, A for the last measure on page 40. And then third finger going on. This, hopefully you can handle this left hand. Put the hands together slowly. It's here. Right there together. And now you got to cross it. You here. Well, isn't that delightful? You just got to love this thing. The hands are crossed. Well, I'm playing black keys here, and I've only got this. I played this one. But otherwise, the right hand is down here. So I'm having the right hand on the bottom and the left hand on top. This is how I've done this. And then when you go here, it's thumb on each hand, but you're crossed. And then go on. And again, now I'm going to go on top because I'm going to reach down, and I don't want to reach down up here. I don't want to be high and reach down. I want to be lower and reach down. So I'm switching. Now the right hand's on top. Never mind what it sounds like. It's their arrangement, not mine. And then going on. Remember to hold these dotted half notes down. over that left hand in the last line there on page 41. You're here, 4-1, F natural, and then 2-5. We're going down chromatically and half steps on both notes. And then for the next one, it's thumb, and we're going to go fourth finger here. So it's here to here. This is very common in piano. We'd use this kind of fingering a lot in half step stuff. So you can go back up. It's awkward at first. I still encourage you to get this. Again, I'm using the weight to push the notes down. I'm just, which fingers are lower. And then the last chord is that D, G, is the G chord. This is a tricky, this has some interesting harmony in it. Let's add the articulation. The two note slurs, down, up, and the reel is short on these staccatos. You can use wrist staccato here. Now, third line, it switched. This is down, up, up. So, but the right hand is all legato. And I would pretend there's a slur over that whole line on the third line. So don't put in a big break there between the second and third measures in the third line. Connect it all. But the left hand's got that other. Now they're both legato. There's nothing in the left hand there on the last line on page 40. Just connect it all. When they don't give you anything, it's your choice. After you've learned it, if you want to go back and experiment and try other articulations there, go for it. It doesn't say anything. But for now, I'm recommending you stick with connect it. Then going on page 41, it's connect the left hand and wrist here. Staccato? I don't know about that, but okay. I recommend when you play that, lift both of these notes up at the same time. Technically you wouldn't there, but lift them up. You gotta move, so just lift up. And there's staccato. Well, that's handy because you gotta move. I don't know about staccato, but okay. Connect this left hand. Those curved lines are not slurs, they're ties. Just connect this left hand here. Come up from here to here. It's not very far, just do the best you can with it. So, fourth line is here. Connect the left hand as best you can. What you have a handle, you don't have to go that fast. I'm kind of rushing it. Then put in the dynamics to the melody. Moderately soft, whatever you think. And the third line down, you go up to moderately loud. That's everything else is soft. So keep it soft. Last line underneath the stab you see crescendo. There isn't room in between the stabs, they put it underneath. It doesn't matter, just crescendo up. You're going to go up to loud in the last measure, so it's playing it. Now I do it like a measure at a time. So the first measure I'm going to come down to soft because I've been moderately loud, so I'm soft, moderately soft, moderately loud, loud. So you got to take your time getting up there. And I come down to give me more room to grow. And then I'm loud at the top of page 41. And that's really the right hand. The left hand's moderately loud maybe. And then at the end of the second line it's soft. The left hand's very soft. I kind of disagree with that. All the way through the third line, you're building up tension. You're building, it's going up. More. You're kind of going up. I would get just a hair louder with each of those. Start soft. Now moderately soft. Now moderately loud. Now you're loud. That's loud. Everything else is softer than that, and you're staying loud pretty much. And that last, you see the two neutral on the last? I don't know why, but just hang on to it. A full 2 counts and just a hair over, well, linger on it. Speed-wise, well, Allegro animato is fast and animated, or they say fast with animation, as opposed to fast without animation. I don't know about, can you have Allegro without animation? I mean, it's moved, it's animated, it's quick. This is a happy piece, so be happy. It's an order. How fast? Well, how fast would you say? There's recordings of this available. And again, it's not the speed of the beat, it's the flow of the piece. So how fast? Is that about right? It's something like that. Eventually, you got to learn it first, and you can build it up to that speed. Your fast is different from my fast and everybody else. So if your fast is, if that's your fast, close enough. All right, a little thing about music, I'll just throw in a little extra. At the end, the bottom of page 41, the song ends in the first measure of that line with bad. I mean, it's the wrong harmony, it should be here. The song ends there. The rest of this is a tag, just an afterthought. It's a coda. It's not marked coda, it doesn't have to be, but it's still a coda. It's just an afterthought. Because they didn't end it on the 1 chord, they ended it on the 7th chord. Well, you gotta love that, huh? It's an afterthought. Now, there's no pedal in this, of course, because we need the staccatos, and the pedal would mess that up. So anyway, get to where it's sort of automatically, you can feel this. Remember that 1, 2, 3, 1. We want to feel that natural accent. Don't force it, just feel it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Flow in there, and that's what we're after. 1, 2, 3, 1. Think of somebody waltzing at a pretty quick pace.